Welcome to the Town Squared River Ranch. We're at Pour, and this is episode 1 of Glass Half Full with me, Rob Kirkpatrick. We're gonna take a break from all the hard news that we've had to talk about recently and talk about positive things, positive change in the community, and happy people. On today's show, Brandon Jornay, better known as DJ Digital, a driving force in local entertainment, renowned live DJ, and half of the morning team on Hot 107.9. I'm Rob Kirkpatrick, and this is Glass Half Full. So we're here, welcome.
We're here.
Cheers. Did you get started before me?
I did. I'm sorry.
Your glass is half full.
My glass is half full.
It's a theme thing.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. This is fun.
Thanks for having me. I mean, this is actually delicious.
Yeah.
What a great concept.
So this is what Pour is known for, and you can get one anytime when you come here.
How do they get these oranges so thin?
Actually, they grow the orange peel. There's no orange.
Are they grown here in River Ranch?
They're grown here on the ranch.
The soil in River Ranch is good for the peels.
So we hear you every morning on Hot 107.9.
Yes.
As part of the Morning Buzz with Chris Reed.
Yes.
And then after that happens, I wrap up in the morning, you wrap up, and then we have the best conversations and solve the world's problems, usually rides to and from lunch.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, the show is fun, the work starts after 10 a.m., and luckily, that work involves people like you and a lot of different creatives who have really good ideas and really nice garnish.
Yes.
Clearly.
So you've had enough to drink, so let's go with the hard-hitting questions. Why Lafayette? Why are you still here?
Whew, man, honestly.
Let's talk about your whole life. Let's get Oprah.
Well, no, I'm gonna go Oprah. It hasn't always been Lafayette for sure. I started traveling, DJing around 99, 2000. Started traveling around 2001. Ended up saying, hey, this could kind of work out. Let me give it a shot. And traveling, seeing different places. Miami, seeing places like even the West Coast. And you always want to, when you're young, I want to go somewhere where it's cooler. And there was so many different things happening. But I loved home. Something always brought me back home. Almost moved to New Orleans around 2004, 2005. Katrina.
Yeah.
So that was one, whoa, okay. And then was going to move maybe late 2000s. I was doing a lot of gigging, and I think you remember Metro.
Yep.
I saw you there plenty in New Orleans.
Don't tell all the secrets here. It is
around that time, I was thinking about it again. And what ended up happening is, all these new opportunities started coming up. Got into a relationship, met a wonderful girl, now my wife. That keeps you here as well. So all these things were telling me, hey, maybe this is the place. And ultimately, once I took a management position, I gave myself 3 years to see if I could make a difference. Things turned out pretty well. Built a house in 2015. I'm not leaving.
You're not leaving.
You're stuck.
But you still travel quite a bit.
I do.
And the one thing I know about you is you love to absorb other places, and you like to listen to radio stations in other cities.
Yes.
See what other clubs are doing. I mean, basically every aspect of your life. Luckily, the internet makes it small enough where you can see it anytime.
Yes. But I think you're right. You could see anything on the internet, but going to places, seeing restaurants, bars, venues, museums, whatever it is you're looking at, seeing it, and I always tailor it to where I'm at if we don't have it here in Lafayette.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't have something that works in the New York City here, but you always think, well, how would we make it our own here? So I steal ideas all the time. But I always think, man, if you see something you like, I'm never afraid to, how'd you get that? How'd you do that? So yes, I do see a lot of great things, but I also see Lafayette embracing a lot of those new ideas and kind of doing their thing too, so that's exciting.
There's an event coming up. It's a silent disco, and we know about the people you work with at Hot 107.9. We know about Jobo. We know about JC and Chris and your night guy. I call him Hollywood. He's just nice.
We literally call him the kid. Like we call him the kid because he was the youngest guy.
Just the kid.
He's the night guy. He's the newest, and that is literally his own air name.
So tell me though about another group you're a part of, Clandestine Collective.
The Clandestine. Well, it's not so clandestine.
I was about to say it's called Clandestine Collective, but everyone knows about it and everyone knows what you're doing.
Clandestine's interesting because I've got a group of friends who a lot of us met through mutual friends. Paul Q I've known for a while, great photographer here in Lafayette. Met a guy, Hunter Abear, through him, and a lot of the other guys I've known, Sam Stokes. Actually, interesting story about Sam Stokes. He knew my wife before he knew me.
Yeah.
He ended up working at Town Square with me, and all of us are, I guess I would almost say, we're very prominent in our fields in town. So we'd always see each other. We were always involved in a lot of the same projects. So naturally, I feel like we kind of got together and said, look, we do all these interesting things separately. What if we kind of collaborated
and you try to do like first time events. Like I've never heard of a silent disco happening in Lafayette.
Yeah.
You brought Manny Fresh last year or 2 years ago.
What we try to do is build upon great ideas. You know, doing the festival after parties is, you know, people are at festival. What can we do for this crowd that's just so hungry for entertainment, so hungry for, you know, just, you know, a good time, or interesting. We've done things that are parties, we've done things that are screenings, we've done a lot of fundraising, community type projects. And the great thing about all these guys is, you know, I mentioned Burton Duran, great graphic designer, probably the best I've ever met.
So basically all this kind of crowd is all together, powers in their own right,
but
and then all
also
come together.
community minded.
Yeah.
That's like every one of the guys, I will say, they want to see Lafayette be a better Lafayette. So I think that's kind of the common ground, but we have fun while doing as much as we can for our community as well.
Let's talk about being community minded. Okay. So when you look ahead 10 years, I think people love to say, you know what, Lafayette needs this and it would be perfect.
P.F. Chang's.
Well, I was just getting ready to say we can't get past P.F. Chang's.
Dave and Buster's.
But we have casinos here.
We do.
That's what I don't understand. Like if you look 10 years, and maybe not just things, I'm kind of being funny, but when we look down the road, what does Lafayette need to do to be the place people want to stay?
Honestly, I think we think about it as like, we think about Lafayette as a whole. It's very tough to kind of want one major thing for Lafayette when there's so many different parts of Lafayette. Lafayette, I've always said, the way it's a sum of all parts, and it includes, you have to talk Breaux Bridge, New Iberia, Scott, Karen Crow, Youngsville. We're literally a hub city, so when you think about making Lafayette better, I think we're seeing it with the development in Youngsville, Louisiana Avenue. It's literally coming up by the day there's something new. It's a headache on the interstate, but like when we see that open up and the work is finally done. Vero, we never thought it would get done. So you're seeing it in parts. And I really do think, what do we need to do? I think it's happening. We just don't see it because it's not all done in a day. To spare you any, Rome wasn't built in a day type cliches. I do see living. I'm seeing living come up downtown.
Yep.
That's
you used to be a downtowner for
13 years.
Wow.
But my old house, now they've got 4-story lofts going up there. The key, so that area, I think parking and living. Once people are down there, you're going to see other things happening. Things are happening now. I'm hearing about things happening in the oil center. I love all the communities that surround Lafayette, the city, and I think slowly it's happening. I know we want things to move along, but you're seeing a lot of younger people falling into positions where they're making decisions for the future of the city.
I was going to ask you about that. Okay, so this isn't going to be super long because this is a Facebook, situation.
Yeah.
But do you think we have those people? You're in your mid-30s. I'm in my early 30s.
Yeah.
Do we have those people in place who are ready to take on those leadership roles? And what's their challenge?
I do think you've got, and I'm only speaking for a lot of my peers. And look, my elders. We've got great mentors and elders. It shouldn't be a old versus young argument. I think when you have people like Joey Durrell, who can work with a Liz Webb, or work Carol Ross can talk to someone like a Paul Q. When you start seeing like people who have been there and done that mixing with the new ideas, that's where the magic happens. And you're starting to see that with a lot of the organizations, the Lafayette leadership, the people that we have in positions. A few people that I love, our friend Anita downtown.
Yeah, powerhouse.
Love her.
Yep.
First of all, I love females in powerful positions because women somehow get things done way better than we do.
I think they can accomplish more at one time.
But she's like, it's good energy, and
Cool.
That's one person I'm naming, but there's tons of different people, even people that are, even more importantly than the leadership, government. I'm talking business owners.
Yeah.
I mean, our friends like Gus. Every year we're getting a new restaurant. You've got guys like Colin Cormier. You've got a lot of culinary minds. You've got a lot of artistic minds. So I think it's all these people working together, young people, putting their money where their mouth is, and like, hey, we've always said we wanted it. I believe we can complain and want something to come to Lafayette, but if we build it here ourselves, that's where you're seeing some of the best work being done right now.
All right, so last question.
Yeah.
Last sip.
Last sip.
What makes DJ Digital happy?
Oh my God. when the Saints win.
Saints, that's a big
Saints
one.
win.
Yeah.
Man, records. I'm still a crate digger. Any city, even if it's Rain. Rain's got a great record shop. I still love finding, and if I can liken everything to the record digging, my entire life is record digging. I like to find new things.
And they're all over the place. It's not an act.
No.
You got a
They're
studio
really-
at your house, and there's thousands of them there.
Don't ask my wife
Well,
about it. But
thanks
yes.
for doing this.
No, thank you so much
Look,
for having me.
there's happiness all over the place. We just have to find it, you know? You just have to open your eyes
Seriously,
to it.
no, I mean it. Look for it and leave things better than you found them.
All right, you can listen to DJ Digital every weekday morning on Hot 107.9 The Morning Buzz. Thanks for coming. I'm going to be done talking.
You need to get to work.
I need to get to work. Glass Half Full is brought to you by Pour Restaurant and Bar, Service Chevrolet Cadillac, and shortandfat.com. Watch every episode of Glass Half Full online now at kpel965.com.